It's 9:45, and I'm walking toward the entrance of Persepolis. The entrance to the old capital is impressive. And right ahead are the ticket booths and the entrance. Wow, amazing. I bought the ticket. When I got to the wall on the other side, they told me I had to go back to buy it. But it says cloakroom there. A big sign with the word tickets could be better. Anyway, I've got it now. It cost 2 million rials, which in the end is just €2. Unbelievable. Only €2 to get into Persepolis. I asked the ticket guy for permission to fly the drone, and he told me it was no problem. I will double check inside if I can fly the drone. I don't want to end up in jail. If they let me fly it, it'll be spectacular. The security guy at the entrance confirmed no problem with the drone. I will do my best. I mean, if I flew it poorly, I could crash it into the statues and sculptures. I flew the drone here at the tomb of Artaxerxes III. I was here already back in 2006. There wasn't this glass barrier back then, and you could get close and touch the figures. Now they're more aware of preservation, because from so much touching, the figure was pretty worn. It's amazing to carve stone like this, to create these reliefs, and to shape an entire mountain into this. The tomb of Artaxerxes III is impressively tall. And I flew the drone here, and some Pania behind me. Now they are starting to leave. But they had such a laugh with the drone and with me. Where am I from? And more questions about me. It's a pity you can't go inside. It must be stunning in there. Little left of what the city once was, but from the ruins, you can get an idea of how grand this capital was. With so many places to visit in the world, I rarely go back to the same one. But Persepolis is such an interesting place that I've been wanting to return since my last visit in 2006. I've seen online reconstructions of what this whole complex was supposed to look like. It's hard to imagine it with so little left standing. After Alexander the Great conquered Persia, he came here and saw so much beauty that he destroyed everything. Down below, to access what used to be the palace, there are some stairs where carvings are still preserved. Many are probably restored. And to reach what was once the palace, where only few columns remain, you'd climb these stairs. There's no palace left, no roof, but with the height of the columns, you can imagine its scale and how high the ceiling must have been. Visitors probably felt a deep sense of smallness walking in there. Persepolis, the capital of the Persians, built around 500 years before Christ to showcase the empire's majesty. Wow, the palace is incredible, still with that towering stone gate. It must be about 4 or 5 meters tall, with the sculptures on either side. Also this one, which they now use as the museum entrance. The thickness of the wall is amazing. So cool, absolutely stunning. These warriors are much taller than the ones guarding the tomb. Well, it's noon and I've visited Persepolis. I went back to the hotel. Well, it's more like a state-owned bungalow hotel. And since I'm heading south, where I won't find any big cities, I exchanged money right here. Over there, they might have exchanged at 510,000 per euro. In the capital, it was 520,000, depending on the place. 540,000, and here it's 500,000. Well, fine. 500,000 because he takes his commission. The guy at the reception did me a favor and exchanged the money for me. He's the one who just walked by and just behind me. He exchanged it at 500,000 rials per euro. He withdrew money from his own account and kept the euros, which he'll later exchange on the black market, hopefully at 540,000. So he'll make 40,000 rials profit, which is basically 4 million rials total commission, about 8 euros. The problem is the bank didn't have large bills, so he brought me small ones. Each bundle like this is 10 million. Here I have 2. I'll have to hide them because where am I going with all this? Here's 10 million in 100,000 real bills, which in the end is just 20 euros for this whole wad. They're the most commonly used bills. It's like the 50 euros in Europe. I'll stash them away and head south. Pakistan is waiting for me. I started the route at Persepolis, the big highlight, then visiting the Zoroastrian Kaaba and Naqsh-e Rostam, almost all of it along regular roads and desert roads, pretty much like a country road for us. I arrived at Naqsh-e Rostam, and as always I left my luggage on the quad, the helmet and everything, except the sunglasses because it was really sunny. And I walked up to the entrance area where there was a booth with a man selling tickets. Right away, a guide came up offering to take me around. I don't hire guides at these tourist sites because they ruin the moment. They're used to explaining everything and treating you like just another tourist, and I don't want to go down that path. So I very politely refused. But between him and the ticket seller, we ended up having tea together. The guide gave me the whole tourist explanation right there while we were having tea. When we finished, I went on by myself with all the great information they'd given me at the entrance. So nice. It felt great because you feel really well treated. They like seeing foreigners and talk to them. And in this area, which is very similar to Persepolis, though it should be packed, especially on a Sunday, there are very few people compared to what Persepolis really is. I walked completely alone everywhere. 1 million rials, that's 100,000 tomans, which is €2. Looks like I paid the same as at the other side, Persepolis. Ridiculously cheap tickets for what you're seeing. It's amazing, gorgeous. And here I asked if I could fly the drone, but they said no, it is forbidden. Well, I just came from Persepolis and I flew it there. I also asked if it was possible to climb up or go inside the tombs, and he said no, they're too high up and it's forbidden. Such a shame, because going inside must be incredible. There's very little tourism and it looks they are Iranian tourists. It's an important tourist spot, that's clear, but no tourists from outside Iran. I really find that surprising. And among the Iranians, this is all there is. A small group, 1 or 2 families. Here, at the end, I must be about 8 to 10 kilometers from Persepolis, less in a straight line. Alexander came here too, and when he arrived, he said there couldn't be so much beauty outside his own country. So he destroyed everything. That's why Persepolis is the way it is. And here too, he wrecked all he could because it's breathtaking. Imagine what Alexander must have thought when he came here on horseback. I'm sure when he saw Persepolis, he was so blown away, he destroyed it all. The mountain is stunning. This whole central region of Iran is full of stone mountains like this. So beautiful. And here are the tombs. All the way on the left is the oldest tomb, 4,500 years old. And these 3, plus the 4th, they are restoring. The oldest is 2,500 years. From the first one down there to these others, 2,000 years passed. Different dynasties, different people. Then they came back and said, we'll make mine here. And here are the father, son, and grandson, Darius II, Artaxerxes I, Darius I, Xerxes I. And over there, on that hill in front, is where I went yesterday to see the first tomb. One looks toward the other 4. There must be some meaning to that. What the ticket guy at the entrance told me is that the tombs are shaped like a cross. Someone might think it's a Christian symbol, but no, these were built before any of those religions. This is 2,500 years old, before Christianity. And they're shaped like a cross because they believed in the 4 elements: air, earth, water, and fire. The cross symbolizes the 4 elements. Amazing, so cool. Here there's a mural that's 10 meters wide and 5 meters high. It's 2 meters off the ground. It's a mural they call the flat surface, where they were supposedly going to carve a battle scene, but in the end, it was never done. What always happens. The contractor had the project, the bricklayer had no materials, the sculptor was on vacation, and then the king died. And the project ends because no one can pay for it anymore. What a pity they didn't finish it. It's right at the entrance, and seeing a mural there would have been beautiful. Plus, at a perfect height for viewing. Each tomb below has a mural. Maybe they plan to put another tomb above this one. Really cool, but unfinished. All right, let's go. I was just over there, behind the entrance. Here there are shops. Behind them, the tombs. And here's the parking. And I want to show you proof that when I get to places, I leave everything on the quad. I didn't leave the sunglasses this time, but normally I do if I go into a shop. And here, no one touches anything. In other places, they might take the helmet and try it on, but here they don't even touch it. I leave the helmet right there on the seat. There's the tablet, the camera, the bag with my electronics, the drone, the luggage. It's all strapped down and absolutely no problem ever. It's incredible.